term development was first used to talk about the advancement of research, industrial advancement in the Western world. The first time that the term underdevelopment was introduced in 1948 by the US President Truman in his famous speech, which we now have a point called the Truman's Point 4, where he tries to introduce the term underdevelopment as a comparative way to talk or compare the advanced technology in their part of the world to the other part that they've seen. But in fact, if you read that point carefully, you get to understand that the term underdevelopment was introduced just as a justification for enslaving, or a justification to tell the Americans why it is necessary to invade the African countries. Now, I want us to read what the point 4 talks about, and then we will dissect it right here. It says, fourth, we must embark on a bold new program for making the profit of our scientific advancement and industrial progress available to the improvement and growth of underdeveloped areas. And this was the first time the word underdeveloped was introduced. And it says that they are embarking on a whole new program to ensure that to the underdeveloped world. I'm going to ask you a question. Is this scientific advancement and industrial progress actually made available, or was it that actually the Americans and then the Western world actually went there to extract the resources, the natural resources, and actually the human resources of Africans to feed their industries, the advanced science and industries in America? Did they turn us into lab rats in research? Now, let's continue this reading. It says, more than half of the people of the world are living in conditions approaching misery. Their food is inadequate. They are victims of diseases. The economic world is primitive and stagnant. Their poverty is a handicap and a threat both to them and to more prosperous areas. In other words, this guy is not actually looking at they themselves or contributing to the development of Africans, but rather he thinks and feels that it is a threat to the United States that Africans are underdeveloped. But the real question was, were they underdeveloped? Did they know that they were underdeveloped? No. They were in a self-sustaining system, a system that respected culture, that had kinship. Listen, it says, for the first time in history, humanity possesses the knowledge and skills to relieve the suffering of these people. Did we call these Americans or the Western world to tell them that we were suffering? The United States is preeminent among nations in the development of industries and scientific technique. The material resources which we can afford to use for assistance of other people is limited, but our impenetrable resources in technical knowledge are consistently growing and inexhaustible. I believe that we should make available to peace-loving people the benefit of the store of technical knowledge in order to help them realize their aspiration for a better life. Tell me one country that got developed as a result of slavery, or one country that could boldly say our development came as a result of being colonized. I mean, America was not involved in colonization, but they were involved in slavery. No country ever got developed because of slavery. So technically, it was just a justification for invading us. But what do we see today? Today, we compare our development, the development of our nations, to what the IMF says. We compare the development of our nations to the structures that exist in Europe, and rather forgetting our fundamental development that existed, living with nature, having rich culture, having a lifestyle that was kind of caring for each other, having a culture of a family. All of these are things that are missing in the Western world. And these are things that we are kind of progressing towards. I think it's time for Africa to rethink what their development should be and to redefine their own development. Tomorrow, I will be hosting an expert in this field to discuss some of these. So I look forward to you coming to watch us. This is Hope from Africa. Thank you.